Hey, I want to talk about another social media post that I put out just recently. Before I do that, though, I want to talk about the title that I put in the upper left-hand corner of my questions, because I know people can read it different ways, and that was done deliberately. You could read it unbecoming Christian questions. That's not where I'm coming from at all. I'm not trying to change anybody's beliefs. If you read the book, and the more you pay attention to what I'm putting on social media, you will see that this is not about beliefs. We believe all kinds of different stuff. We Christians have all different versions of our Christian beliefs, okay? What I'm trying to do is to get people to move past their beliefs and into something that actually happens in their life. So when I say unbecoming Christian questions, I like that because it reads like this: unbecoming Christian questions. It's about the questions. And I'm at a point in my life where I find great value in seeing and acknowledging truth, even when it's ugly, and even when it's unbecoming. And that's why I ask these questions. So I'll read this one out. It's June 28th, I put this out. Some aspects of your beliefs on politics, sports, education, and society have changed over the years. So then, is it okay if your spiritual beliefs also change? I think that's an important question today in the Christian church, because this is a matter of acknowledging where we are. A lot of people's beliefs today are changing. There are shifts happening. But what so many of us have been taught in the Christian church is that our beliefs, once we get them right, you hold them real tight and you say over and over again that they're perfect and they're absolute and they're unquestionable and they're never changing. This is about the way that we approach our beliefs, the manner in which we hold them, okay? And for a lot of people, that approach, that way to hold your beliefs tightly, they're unquestionable and they're eternal and they will never change, it just doesn't work. Some aspect of our beliefs change. I mean, look at politics. So many things in our lives. Politics, sports, education, society. When you were 15, think about your political beliefs back then. Wherever you are right now, do you have the exact same political beliefs about everything in politics as when you were 15 years old? If you're old like me, you can look back to when you're 25 and 35 and say, oh, there's things that have changed. And when you turn 75 or 85, are you going to have the exact same beliefs about politics? What about sports? Look at how leagues change. Look how the NFL's changed, the belief about how they should do their business and how they should be on the field. Tons of change, so many changes across the NFL in the last few decades. Women's soccer is changing a lot of things right now and how they approach their sport and their business. What about education? When you were 13 or 8 or 10 years old, the things that you thought you should be taught and the way you thought your teachers should teach it, that changed when you reached another grade and when you got into high school. And if you went to college, things change. And if you're 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80, maybe you have grandkids in college now. Do you think they should be taught the same way that you thought you should be taught when you were a kid? And cultures, of course, all cultures change with every passing generation. So all these things in our lives, our beliefs change about all these different things. And I'm asking, is it okay if your spiritual beliefs change? Or do you have to hold them tightly and proclaim over and over again that they're perfect and absolute and unquestionable and never changing? This is a tough thing to talk about in the Christian church because so many of us have been taught and are still being told that what we believe is perfect. And we should just believe it more. And whenever we have a problem or we doubt, just keep believing because they're perfect and they're absolute, unquestionable, eternal, never changing. But what we find today in the 21st century, so many people are admitting that their beliefs are changing. Maybe something small, maybe something really significant. And like I said, the work I'm doing is not about what you believe. You're going to believe whatever you believe. I hope you can come to terms with that and face it. This is about what we're going to do once we acknowledge our beliefs. A likely response that I'll get from a lot of people in the church is, well, Jesus said to believe in him. No, he didn't. He didn't use that word. That's an English word. The English language didn't exist 2,000 years ago, especially in the Middle East. He used a different language. He used a different word. And what I've learned, the word that he actually used that was translated by English people was far more expansive, far more enabling, empowering, and profound than just beliefs. Because you can sit on your couch and believe whatever you want to believe, and you might think it's perfect, but that doesn't necessarily change a thing in your life. So that's why I like this question. Is it okay if your beliefs change about spirituality, theology, the Bible, who God is, what God does, what God wants? If and when your beliefs change, is that okay? And if you're struggling with that, if you feel tension, if you have some confusion, maybe some guilt, contact me. Let's talk about it and let's see if it is okay. Thanks.